we live? Yes, we are live. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the PrimeTime Gorehounds. I am Mr. PrimeTime himself, Pretty Boy Tim's here with the Gorehound himself, Paul Burt. And Paul, how the hell are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Still feeling the after effects of an Easter egg. It looks like a horror scene in the bathroom at one time, but doing pretty good. And I managed to land a part in that short film, so I'm happy as hell about that. So busy week coming up, but hey, it's what I signed up for.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. A little too much information about the bathroom part, but you know what? I understand. But anyway, um, welcome to episode 20. Is it 21?
Just 21.
21. We're already at 20. Going there. We're flying through these bad boys.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yes, tonight we are going to be watching Friday the 13th, 1980, the OG, the original Friday the 13th film, the very first Friday the 13th film, the film that started it all, and the film that jump started the iconic franchise that we all know and love, and it also was the jumpstart to the slasher subgenre due to its kills, due to the gore, and the brilliant effects made by the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yep.
And just really quickly, Paul, what are your memories of this first film? And I'm just going ahead and say, where would you rank this as far as your favorite Friday the 13th movies?
Wow, man, Friday the 13th, this is a franchise that I hold pretty much dear to my heart because even though I didn't see the first one until like the mid 90s, my first introduction to Friday the 13th was at the age of, I think I was about 4 or 5 years old, and my first Friday the 13th movie was part 6, Jason Lives. But when I finally got around to watching the original, I was really impressed by how this movie was put together. I loved the origin. I loved the story. The kills were very creative as well. I mean, Tom Savini, of course, with the effects and everything. And I remember when I first saw the original, at first I was like, man, where the fuck's Jason? And then I realized, oh, so this is Jason's mom. So that was something that I liked about the first one, was that it was different compared to the other ones that came afterwards. But this was the movie that, like James was saying earlier, this is the movie that kickstarted a monster franchise that we all know and love. 12 movies in, several video games, including that recent one, which was, I gotta admit, was really fun.
Oh, it's really
I
fun.
mean,
Oh, it's especially when you're angry and want to take out aggression on some people. Movies, the game's really entertaining.
yeah, I mean, I'll just break out the part 6 Jason and just fucking go to town on everybody. You know what I mean? Why
Yeah,
not? You know? And
yeah.
but yeah, but this is the movie that was the you can tell it's polar opposites. When you look at Halloween, it was like suspenseful and a well-constructed story. And then with Friday the 13th, you had that constructed story, but this one did what Halloween didn't do. They said, fuck it, we're just gonna go all out with the gore. And bang, that's what happened. And this was also the movie back in the day that dethroned The Empire Strikes Back in the US charts back in the day. This is the film that did it. And after this movie came out, like I said, not only did we get like countless sequels, but we also ended up getting a shit ton of slasher movies that came right after it. You know, films like Prom Night, Terror Train, Graduation Day, The Prowler, My Bloody Valentine. All of this started coming out around this point when this one came about. And of course, as everybody knows, Jason is a cultural icon. I mean, everywhere you go, when people say or ask about Friday the 13th, immediately people's going to say Jason Voorhees. People look at a hockey mask, immediately they're going to start relating to who that originally had it in that film. So this is, this, like I said, this movie has had a major impact on a lot of people, including me, because as James knows, he's one of many horror movie icons I have proudly inked on my skin.
That he does. That he does. Yeah.
But it's been a minute since I've seen this one, and I'm actually pretty anxious and excited to see this one again because it has been such a long time. Because, like most people, we were talking about it a little bit off the air. Most people, and I'm guilty of it too, we usually just skip into the sequels just to see Jason. And yeah, this movie does deserve to get a little more credit as well, because this movie did, for a lot of us, kickstarted a franchise and a subgenre that we've all grown up to love and still watch to this very day. And we still get new movies every day in that genre that goes back, that's inspired by the roots of this film. And of course, Halloween. Let's not forget that.
Yes, absolutely. With me, with the Friday the 13th franchise, I started with the later movies, the Kane Hodder era of the Friday the 13th films. The Jason Lives, and well, even though that wasn't Kane Hodder, but it was basically the Jason one. So I saw the first, and I remember one time I was about like 10 years old when we had HBO.
Yeah.
And they're playing all 8 movies. And I was like 8. I thought it was only like 4 or 5. And I watched the first. Yeah. So I watched the first film. I watched the first 4 films, and I gotta say, the first 4 films are the best films. I gotta say so myself.
No arguments for me. The first 4 movies were good.
Yes, for sure. It seemed more eerie, more creepy. It didn't go completely off the fucking rail that it later did. Even though I still enjoy most of them, but it did go off the rails. Not as bad as Halloween did, but I mean, when it gets to a point, when we're seeing a demon Jason come out of a woman's crotch, like, come on, like we're going too far. But
we had to do something different, I guess.
yes. But and of course he went to space, for fuck's sakes. But
it's crazy. Even though a lot of people shit on Part 10, I actually like it because it did something different. I don't know why. I just have
I actually like it too.
It's just a fucking fun movie. Like Jason in space. I mean, where the fuck are you gonna go wrong with that? This dude can do no wrong sometimes.
And plus, but as far as regards to this film, is the only horror franchise out of the major ones where you could say that the first film was not a lot of people's favorites. Like, well, Halloween, it's a unanimous that the first film is the best film. Nightmare on Elm Street, a good majority will say the first film is the best film. Child's Play, the first film was the best film. Not many people will put the first Friday the 13th film as the best one of the franchise. So I just figured that it would be nice to sit back, relax, and watch the first film and just try to take it for what it is and not really have Jason in our minds, even though he later became our minds. But Victor Miller and Sean S. Cunningham, Jason was not supposed to be what he later became. He was supposed to be a figment of Mrs. Voorhees' imagination. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this, and I'm 2 seconds in where we got the Paramount logo. Where are you at, Paul?
Well, I literally have the Warner Brothers logo. I'm 17 seconds in, and I'm at the part where it says Sean S. Cunningham Film. That's where I'm at right now.
All right, let me go ahead and sync up with you. Okay. Gulf Western Company, okay. And yes, I guess on S. Cunningham Film. You might have the unrated or rated R version. It doesn't really matter because the unrated version is only like a couple seconds longer, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
That's okay.
Okay, so I'm 16 seconds in, and a Sean S. Cunningham Film. All right, so here are the rules. All right, so we go 3, 2, 1, play, and we press play. And again, when we say 3, 2, 1, play, and when we say play, you press play. And what will happen if we don't press play?
Well, if you don't press play, look at Exhibit A on this picture. You'll get a fucking hatchet to your face.
Right in the face. Shit. When I was a kid, this scene that scene freaks me the fuck out.
I saw it. I was just like eating popcorn and thinking, man, this is juicy.
Oh shit.
Trust me, since I've been watching horror movies at a very young age, I was already desensitized. So it's like whatever.
All right, so here we go. Me and Paul were both at 16 or 17 seconds in a Sean S. Cunningham film, and all right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. All right.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I had to do it.
All right, so we're at the full moon.
Yep. I'll tell you what, this is my first time watching it. This picture quality looks great.
And we are at Camp Crystal Lake, 1958, a year after Jason's unfortunate drowning.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say this, Paul. You brought up Halloween, and the one thing that was different between Halloween and Friday. People say Halloween is a slasher. I kind of consider it it started the format.
Yeah, that was the one that started the format. I mean, Halloween was more of a suspense movie, whereas this one it had suspense too, but this one was more of a fucking full-on slasher.
And now point of view shot of, we assume, Mrs. Voorhees in a cabin with the kids are sleeping.
I'm pretty sure it is too, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious it's Mrs. Voorhees, but hell, I think this is the first time it's this and Jason Lives where we act kids at the cabin.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, like I said, Friday the 13th 6 was my introduction, and that camp scene, these camp scenes were pretty nerve-shredding at times, especially with part 6 when Jason realizes one of them was still awake and he's like staring her down. I'm thinking, at first, I'm like, oh man, what's he gonna do?
And yeah, and I always felt like, and so Victor Miller and Sean S. Cunningham, when they made this movie, by the way, fuck Victor Miller, but they were basically told to rip off Halloween, and you could just tell by this opening scene, it's a blatant rip off because what's the first thing we see is a point of view shot.
Exactly. And and that's, like I said, when we were going about the bit with Victor Miller, yeah, I mean, like, dude, like, I mean, I know he did the screenplay for the original film, I get it, but in all honesty, and we can say whatever the fuck we want about the whole situation, especially with them and Sean S. Cunningham, my opinion, I think that should have went to Sean S. Cunningham because, say what you want about the dude, he's the reason the franchise is what it is today. All right?
It's absolute fact, because if you don't know the story, he didn't, even when he didn't have a script or anything, he just put an ad, I think it was in Variety magazine, Friday the 13th coming soon, and then film promoters was like, Friday the 13th, what is that? Like, what is that? And all that stuff. And then people kept asking him about it, and then Paramount was the one that actually forked up the money to do the script, and the rest is history. So it absolutely should go to Sean S. Cunningham. Victor Miller, you fucking... But anyway, so we get to the two kids making out, and I gotta say, Paul, this is pretty creepy. Like, think about this. This is an older woman doing all this.
I know, but when you think about it too, when someone is very grief stricken and it's drove them to the point of going fucking mad, they'll be capable of anything, and it don't matter how old they are.
And we see Mrs. Voorhees in her point of view, looking up and staring.
And she's
And we all know that she's probably internally boiling because she's seeing two people making out. That's how Jason got drowned.
Yeah, like at this point right now, she's fucking pissed.
And clearly they know her, recognize her because there's no like.
Not doing anything. Well, you just got stabbed for it.
Oh, mama!
Whoops.
And see, Mrs. Voorhees just cornering this girl. It's all in one shot in her point of view. Like it's a really good effective way to start the movie.
Yeah, it is. And then that freeze frame coming up any second now. Right there. And another thing we're going to say as well, Friday the 13th had some really cool title screens. Let's be honest here.
I love the glass shattering.
Yeah, starts with this.
And of course, that amazing score by Harry Manfredini.
Yeah, he was a legend with this music, man. And he was the one that came up with that whisper sound effect when he was using that Echoplex machine.
Now, Harry Manfredini says that, okay, how we grew up, I always thought it was but according to Harry Manfredini, it's supposed to be as in kill, mom, or killer mommy. I'm sorry, Harry Manfredini. I mean, God bless you. I mean, you are a legend, and what you've done for these movies in the door is fucking amazing. But that's not what it sounds like.
No, it doesn't. I mean, maybe that's what he was intending for it. By the way, maybe that's what he was intending for it. But a lot of people will turn around and say, no, that's just what it really says. So
it sounds like ha ha ha. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, that's the thing. Friday, June 13th, the present, or should we say 42 years ago?
But yeah, man. But that opening scene, the opening credits is awesome, and the Harry Manfredini's work in this, which clearly you can tell is Psycho inspired, because if you listen to the Psycho soundtrack, it sounds like a Friday the 13th movie.
It does.
All right, and it looks like we meet Annie, which I believe this was filmed in New Jersey, I want to say. But we meet Annie, who's trying to.
Yeah, this was filmed it was actually filmed in a few townships. It was in Hardwick, Blairstown, and Hope in Warren County, New Jersey. They filmed this stuff in 1979 of September.
Okie dokie. See you later.
Yeah. Man, I go lie, Paul. I kind of miss when towns used to look like this. That good old small town Americana feel to them.
Yeah.
Well. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You're not American. I'm sorry.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean about the small town stuff, dude. I mean, I live in Plymouth, so it's technically a small town deep in the southwest of England. So we're like in the middle of fucking nowhere where I'm at for a lot of people. I mean, most people in London or Tavistock, they call people that live in Plymouth Janners. So, you know.
But yeah, so once again, if there's any new viewers that's coming in, thank you all for watching PrimeTime Gorehounds. We are watching the 1980 Friday the 13th film. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and share this video as well. And also, if you support the channel, go ahead and donate to the Cash App at PrimePod313. And right now we are seeing Annie, who's supposed to be the cook, asking for a ride to fight to Camp Crystal Lake, which is something you will never see ever again, my friend. Just people hitchhiking, period.
Yep, ain't that the truth? And then they got this creepy old guy.
Crazy Ralph.
Crazy Ralph.
It's got a death kiss. Oh god. Oh god. Guys, stop staring at these kids, Ralph. Oh, it's a damn shame they killed him off in the sequel. I think you could have kept him around for a couple more movies.
Yeah, even though I think Jason just got pissed off with him because of the last movie. I don't know, but he's one of the key figures from back in the early days.
For sure, for sure. And but yeah, like I said, like you'll never like I know that was like a thing because 70s and 80s, man, again, society was a lot more free back then, and like I said, with the whole hitchhiking thing,
Yeah,
like you will never find a hitchhiker nowadays.
no,
Not in the era with Google and Uber and all that stuff.
yeah, we never had the internet, folks. For anyone who's too young to know, back in the day, you wanted to get around, you use a map, like an actual map you had in your bag.
You actually had to read it.
Yeah, which is seems to be a dying art these days.
And then if you really need to get where you need to go, yeah, you would have to hitchhike. I mean, shout out to Mick Foley. They said that's what happened to Mick Foley. He had to hitchhike to Madison Square Garden to see Jimmy Snuka do the dive on Don Morocco, which changed his life. So,
man, that was dedication for him just to go see a show.
Oh yes.
I mean, I'll admit, I've done something like that too. I mean, I remember in 2002, me and my friend, we wanted to see this gig so bad. I think it was Korn at the time in 2002, and we had to fucking hitchhike our way to London, which is like a 400-mile trip, by the way, from where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do that and back, and yeah, it was fun, dude. It was really fun.
So right now we're getting the backstory to the history of Camp Crystal Lake and its unfortunate circumstances, with the fires and the polluted waters every time they try to open the camp up.
Yep. So this camp has a very
a history. Yeah, it has a history. And I know some people and some people complain about, and you know me, I'm one of those people that actually likes character development and all that stuff. Yeah. And granted, this movie does not have the greatest character development, but I like their personalities. Like they got good personalities, which I'm like, okay, I can make up for it. Like this Annie girl, like you can tell she's a really nice and has a bubbly personality.
Every character in this movie is likable and in some cases relatable to everyone who watches these movies.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like they feel like normal. They feel like normal people.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things I kind of had an issue with the later Friday the 13th sequels. The characters you just kind of like, I guess it's because it's a generational thing, which is fine, but you can tell the differences between what people were like back then to what we are at now.
Ah, there he is, the man, the myth, the legend, Kevin Bacon himself.
Yeah, and I think this was one of his first movies, right?
Yes, before Footloose. I think it was like a couple years before Footloose.
Yeah, and of course, for anyone who doesn't remember either, he was in Tremors, and he's also been known in his later career for playing some really sadistic bastard villainous characters. Like if you remember him as a prison warden in Sleepers, or that 2000 movie Hollow Man, which people can shit on that all they want. I thought that was a cool film.
Yes. Kevin Bacon has went on to have a really, really successful career for sure. I would say pretty underrated actor.
Yeah, I think for me the most recent movie it's been a while since I've seen a newer Kevin Bacon movie, but I think for me the last recent movie I remember watching him in that I enjoyed was Death Sentence, which for people who don't know, that's the true sequel to Death Wish.
Underrated movie. In my opinion,
I mean, that movie, I remember when I first saw it, the reason why I wanted to see Death Sentence was because it was directed by James Wan. And if you remember, he came hot off the heels of those Saw movies. and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to watch it. And then when I read into it a little more later on, then I realized, oh shit, this is actually a proper sequel to the original Death Wish. The way I watch those movies now is like I watch the original Death Wish. I don't even bother with the sequels. I just watch Death Wish and then I just go right into Death Sentence.
All right, there's Adrian King, our Alice, our final.
Yeah, the final girl. I mean,
what's the damn shame what happened to her, man? Because they said that they did have plans to bring her on in the later movies, but apparently she had a stalker, which kind of scared her off, and that's why we only got her in a little bit. We got her in the second film.
Fucking stalker. Wherever that stalker was, you need your fucking ass kicked, buddy.
Yeah. I mean, it was a stalker that was stalking Danielle Harris for the longest time. And I'm like, see, it's people like y'all that ruin shit for everybody.
Yeah, there's always that one dickhead who takes their fantasies just a little too far.
Too far. Like, come on, man. Go to downtown around midnight and get a hooker and you'll be all right, man.
Most people don't satisfy with that, though. That's the problem.
I swear, everyone needs a little pussy every now and then to make their minds at ease.
Yeah, that's true. But some people just want that one specific type, and then they just ruin it for everybody. Bastards.
I swear, Steve Christie looks like every I would say late 20s, early 30s. He looks like every late 20, early 30 white man in the 80s, early 80s.
Yeah, this was around that time, of course.
He got the white guy afro, the mustache and the glasses. The guy, I'm saying every white dude looked like that.
He's almost rocking a mullet too.
Yes, almost.
Like, can you imagine if I was dressed like that in this day and age? My mum would fucking slap the shit out of me. She'd be like, "What are you doing? Put something on."
So you already see Mrs. Voorhees already stalking.
She's already on the prowl, yeah.
And I also gotta say this, Paul. And the reason why I love these older films is because not just because the kills and all that stuff, but just the overall aesthetic look of the film. Yeah. Like you look at this, it feels like a real place. It doesn't feel polished like these movies sound nowadays. Or it's, oh my God, how do you not see? But I
mean, it's like these movies, like you were saying, these movies back then, they have this genuine, realistic, aesthetic feel that fits the time that it's in, and it just feels more like relatable for people.
Relatable,
like you and me.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas you look at some of the later movies, and don't get me wrong, we still love watching movies that come out today, but we just keep thinking back to the times where it's just like, man, it was a lot more simpler and real back then. And the thing about it, right? I mean, the most recent movie to me that captured the essence of the 80s back in the day, for me personally, was that recent It film, because it captured that 80s timeline look and the genre of music and just the culture thing back then.
Somewhat.
Yeah. And here's the thing. As much as I enjoyed the It movie that Tim Curry was in, and it's a fun film, the reason why I kind of favored the recent two just a little bit more, this is just a personal thing for me, was because it felt more closer to the book that it was based on, because they actually got to do a little more on what the book did than what the miniseries did. Because with the miniseries, because it's like a TV syndicated made movie, you can only get away with so much, and that's why. As even like I said, I loved Tim Curry's performance as Pennywise. I thought he was great in that film. But I just liked the movies a little bit more because they felt more authentic to the story to me.
Understandable. All right, so we see Annie getting picked up. Now, what I do like about this film is that it goes for the murder mystery whodunit route.
Yeah.
Even though I think there could have been ways they could have done it better. Because my problem with this movie was that, it's Mrs. Voorhees the second you see her. And I think there could have been better ways you could have included Mrs. Voorhees in the movie. Because they try to throw red herrings that it could be Christy, or it could be Ralph, or it could be I can't think of the guy. Bing Crosby's character. I think Harry or something like that. I forgot. But
Well, basically, what they were trying to do, they were basically doing what Scream did later on.
Yeah.
Because the aesthetics of Scream.
I know that, Paul. I always felt sorry. I always felt she dies because I was like, she's a nice lady, and she has like a bubbly personality, and it's like, it sucks when she.
Yeah. Problem is with these movies, though, the nice ones always die first.
Smart move, by the way.
Yeah. It's too little, too. Oh, she hit that damn rock. I don't know why you're standing there, man. You should have fucking ran before she pulled back and went for you, you know? POV shot stalking.
It's all on POV. It's basically taking what Halloween and Black Christmas did and just expanding on it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like I said, Halloween laid the foundations for what you kind of see for modern slashers, but we have to point out also, we got to point out Black Christmas and Texas Chainsaw for the other two components that they added for these films that came out later on.
They did.
And then, of course, you got the two granddaddies of the ones that kind of laid the foundations for those blueprints, and that would be Psycho and Peepin' Tom.
Yeah, the Harry Manfredini score is just it's so good.
Ooh. I feel bad for her, man.
You do feel bad, man. You do. And
there we go.
Man, beautiful. Nice beautiful.
Such a shame she had to die first, though.
Yeah, and too, like it did a Psycho thing where you would think that she's gonna be the final girl because it's the first girl we see, and then,
and of course, shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis's mom for being the first victim in Psycho as well.
Yes, indeed. You have any camping experiences, Paul?
1995, we were on a school trip for a month in France. We went to a couple of camp locations there. One of the first camps we stopped at for the first 2 weeks was like a woodlands area. We did a lot of canoeing, and there was like a caving exhibition there. And then on the other 2 weeks of the month, we went down to where Montepello is, which is down the bottom part of France near the border of Spain. And that was like a nice coastal area and everything. It was a really cool camping experience. But I will say this. The camp that we were at in the woodland part, there's like this main road, right? And on the other side of the main road is this big, dense fucking woodland forest. And you can't see nothing inside, even during the day. So during the bloody nighttime, I had to use the toilets, right, in the camping area. And our tents were down near the bottom of where those tree lines are. So I'm about to go back into my tent, and I see like maybe 2 pairs of fucking glowing eyes from the woods staring at me. And I'm like, right, fuck this. I'm going back in the tent because I don't want to become like dog's dinner or something. You know what I mean?
Holy shit!
But it was a fun experience, dude. And I actually thought about the idea of maybe sometime next year, maybe take another one of those trips again, because I have an idea for some things I want to try out. There's a few carnival events that occurs during this time of year. It's like like the Venice Carnival, you got people in like the Venetian 17th century like costume stuff, masks and all that. They have something like that in France, and I'm actually kind of thinking about the idea of trying that experience out.
Cool. But yeah, I gotta say, Paul, yeah, Marcy, Alice, and I think Brenda is her name. Yeah, three
Yes.
good-looking women. Three good-looking women.
Very likable characters too, man.
Yes.
Look at this, guys. I mean, this was back in the day, man. We all had it good back then.
We did.
I mean, we didn't have. Okay, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have video. I mean, video games is not as big as they were now, but back then it was just like, you're just going out and having a good time.
And also I like, oh shit, there's the snake.
Ooh, is that a black mamba?
Yeah, and then and then I've seen people complain, because apparently it's a real snake and they really do kill an actual snake, and people are like, "Oh, that's not cool, man." I'm like, man, there's more things to worry about in the world than killing a fucking snake in a movie.
Kind of sucks they had to kill an actual snake, but
It does, but I mean, but I'm pretty sure they were really thinking about things like that. I mean, I'm sure Tom Savini could have created a real snake, but
yeah.
I'm just like, I don't care. Like, okay, you killed a real snake. I mean,
problem is though, I mean, if you do that in a film now, you will get the Animal Humane Society kicking off, and understandably. But this was back in the time where movies were a lot more looser back then.
Oh yes, it was a lot more free. You could get away with stuff.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget the time when you watched the first Godfather movie. That dude waking up in his bed, that was an actual horse's head.
Why did he do that? Why did Kevin Bacon have? Why did he Macho Man elbow drop the bed? What was he out to accomplish with that?
He must have just sat there and thought, "Ooh yeah," and then just went for it. Oh, come on, dude. That's not cool, man. That's good enough. You didn't have to like full-blown decapitated, but fuck it, whatever. You know what I mean?
But I love how I love how he's a red herring, how he's posing with the machete there, because it made it seem like he kind of enjoyed doing that. Like,
yeah.
so he's a red herring.
Who'd have thought that machete would have later on become the most iconic weapon of Jason's arsenal?
Oh God, you will never see this again today.
Nope.
Oh, you would never. Oh, you would never. Oh shit, a white man impersonating. Oh man, no.
That's not gonna go well for him.
So that moment alone could have got this movie.
Oh, you'd have people up in fucking arms about it. People would just be like, "Okay, that's not what's the word for it? That's not culturally appropriate.
Politically correct."
Yeah. There's that one word that I just said, but yeah, I
understand culture appropriation. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I understand why that is. I mean, I get it. I mean, we got to be aware of that kind of shit. But back then, we were at a time where people
didn't think they didn't think about stuff like that back then.
No, we didn't think about stuff like that. And I guess at the time, people wasn't aware of how
offensive it is.
Yeah, because nobody knew back then, which I understand. I get it. I mean, that's one of the things in theater they kind of teach us as well. We got to be aware of that kind of shit. But back then, it was like, who knew? Nobody knew back then. And I guess
and then plus, but I'm not excusing. But at that time, it's what people did. Like some of the words and things, lingo that was said
Yeah,
back in the day, they would not fly today. You know,
no, they definitely wouldn't.
I just think people, I just think people just need to just relax, take things for what it is. Like I've seen people on YouTube complain about Ned over here dressing as Native American. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't intended to be racist. It's a guy just goofing around. You know, he's
Yeah,
just goofing
there's
around.
no. Yeah, I mean, there's no racial um, tension amongst them. I mean, it's just them just goofing off and having a laugh.
Yeah,
But nowadays, you have to be aware of that shit now
because people are pussies
because
now.
well, yeah, there's that too. But it's just that nowadays you have to be aware of who it might upset. I mean, that's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Oh shit!
How the fuck did you get in there,
Oh, I forgot about that.
creepy old bastard?
Oh, it's because you're doomed. You're all doomed.
And how many movies have we seen do that ever since?
Go, go.
Go.
He's a really good character actor.
I admit, yeah, he is good. I don't know if he's still around or not, but if he's not
No,
around,
he passed away.
yeah, rest in peace to you, buddy.
Yeah, but I just wonder. I just wonder, like, what would he, like, what would have happened if Alice did not open that door?
I don't know.
Like, he was sort of been just standing there.
Yeah, he must have just went. He just thought, "Oh, they're here. You know what? I'm gonna sit here until somebody opens the door. I don't care how long it takes because I need to tell them that they're doomed."
Yes, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna eat some beans till they open this door and tell them that they're doomed.
Yeah, he's like, "Right, I've had too many beans. I need to use the lube." Oh, hurry up!
My stomach is doomed. It's all doomed.
I can imagine that.
Oh man. And by the way, I thought that was a funny line by Marcy. She was like, "Well, at least know what we're having for dinner."
Yeah.
Like I said, like there's not a lot of development, but we know these people enough to kind of get their personalities, and it's like, okay, even though we don't know shit about them, but they come across as likable.
Yeah, I mean, in this case, the less kind of works for them because you're seeing them where they are now, and you just get that personality with them. You don't need to know a lot of their backstories like you do with films nowadays. And what's up, BJ? How you doing?
What's up, BJ? But also too, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wasn't. I mean, I enjoy the remake of Friday the 13th.
Oh, dude,
but
that remake was brilliant.
Yeah, but my problem kind of was, and especially with remakes, especially at that time, it's like every single character looked like they fucking came off of Eric Crombie and Fitch magazine.
Yeah, that's the thing I was trying to point out earlier, man. It's like when you look at movies nowadays, and I'm not just talking remakes, but I'm talking any kind of movie, action or horror movie, these characters look like they just came off a fucking magazine.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot right there of the lake, and
that is so picturesque. Oh, nice. That's what do they call them? The beaver?
Yeah.
It looked like a sea otter at first.
And we see Kevin Bacon with Marcy. Oh my gosh. I can just imagine the stories he could tell about a pussy he's probably gotten this day.
Oh, no doubt this guy scored more times than we can count.
Yeah, because people forget, I think he was like a teenage heartthrob at one point.
Oh, he was, yeah. And I don't know if you knew this as well, but he's also the spokesperson on this mobile phone company we got over here called EE, and he's on virtually every advert for those phones. Like, it's for the last, I think, about 10 or 12 years now he's been doing it for. And that's like the biggest mobile phone company we got in the UK.
Now, Paul, this is creepy. This is a creepy scene right here. I'm at that part where you kind of see, wait, it's going to show up, let me see it, where you kind of see a figure in this cabin.
Yeah, I just saw that. It didn't even look like Mrs. Voorhees at first.
Yeah, and plus in the music, and you kind of like, what that? What was that? You know, and
Yeah.
he's going to check on it, and I always thought that was a creepy moment right there. And plus, where it is where it is at the time of day, it's in the sun setting. Like I
Mm.
always thought that was a creepy moment. Like this movie does have some legit creepy moments.
I totally agree with that. This movie does have moments where you're just thinking to yourself, man, I am not too sure if I want to be there at this time of night. And
Exactly.
it is a universal general fear that you can still feel to this very day with anybody. You know, places like this, even though they're nice and picturesque, you just know that you're just one bad day away from something bad happening to keep you safe.
It's gonna storm. We tear down that valley like
Nice flashlight for a thunderstorm there.
Tear down that valley like a son of a gun.
Yeah. I mean, this movie's budget was like what?
Five
What
hundred
is it?
thousand, I think.
550,000, and this movie went on to make nearly 60 million, which at the time, shitload of money.
Yo, this is. I remember this. Talk about the dream that she used to have. I always thought this was a creepy. This is a creepy dream
Hmm.
where it'd be raining and the rain would turn into blood, and it's like, oh shit.
Sounds like one of my dreams I have. Or reminds me of a scene from Outlast 2 where you go in this area and this place is literally fucking rain and blood. You know what, and you want to know what came to my mind when I had that scene?
Mm-hmm.
A little song from Slayer called Rain and Blood, which I actually had playing when I was going through that level. I thought, why not?
I love the establishing shots here of the lake. And you notice the water starting to get faster, kind of implicating that now the movie's gonna start getting going now.
Yeah, the calm before the storm.
Come before the storm, exactly.
T85 here says the Friday the 13th campsite you can tour in New Jersey does cost though. Yeah,
Oh, I
I've heard
bet.
about
I
that.
bet.
I actually said to myself, man, one day if I ever get a chance to do a lot of traveling when I'm doing some stuff with acting and I get some free time, I would love to check out some of these horror spots. That camp is definitely one of them, but I hear it's quite pricey. I'm not too sure how much though. But I mean, man, wouldn't that be fucking cool if I get to one of these horror locations one day, take a snapshot, and be like, "Hey, check this out."
That would be cool.
Man, I would never live. I would never let it down, man.
That's right. That's right, Kevin. Go get you something, man.
Get some while you can, because you ain't gonna be around much longer in this movie.
Man, yo, you know what? Hey, man. I gotta say, I mean, for Marcy could get it. She could get it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Like she's a '80s sexy.
Yeah, natural '80s sexy, I might add.
That's a great point. And also, too, what I really enjoy about this movie is that you can, because like in the later Friday the 13th films, like the forest and the rainforest is so well lit, and it's like
Yeah,
if you've been out in the forest, but if you don't have a flashlight, it is dark as shit.
and
And
I can
go ahead.
add some. I can add some personal experience to that. One time I decided to take a late night walk in the Plym Valley, which is like a really dense ass forest. And I can tell you right now, the only thing that could light the way where I was going was the moonlight. Luckily, it was clear sky because I could kind of see the surroundings just barely with my own set of eyes. But if you try doing that under clouds, I can tell you right now, it can be very unnerving. But me being crazy enough to do so, I had no problem walking in the dark.
Jesus, Paul.
Hey, someone who I don't get scared of a lot of things very easily, but When I told my mum that's what I did one night, she was just like, "You nuts?" I'm just like, "No, I was just bored. I just wanted a late night walk before I went to sleep. I don't give a shit." That's what I did.
Man, 80s was definitely, man. The 70s, man. Y'all. Anyone that was a teenager around there, y'all was some different motherfuckers, man. Because it was strip monopoly. God damn.
Oh yeah, we had some fun times back then. Like we were saying earlier, man. I mean, the '80s was a lot more cut looser. We were a lot more free to do whatever we wanted back then. We didn't have to worry about fucking cameras or mobile phones picking up something you don't want to have, shit like that. It was just, you could just do whatever you wanted.
All right, now people have complained. Sorry to cut you off. People have complained that how come Kevin and Marcy didn't see Ned up there with his fucking throat slit? Now,
good question.
Now with me, I just kind of justify it as, listen, these quote unquote teenagers, right? And you see your hot ass girlfriend getting naked right in front of you. You're not really thinking straight.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna notice. You looking at the angle they must have saw him in, they must have just thought, oh, the dude's just sleeping. How could they have known back then?
But also too, I love when Kevin Bacon has her hand on her titty. Like, yeah, I don't feel right showing my breasts on camera. So can you put your hand over it? Okay.
You know what? T85 has a point here. Jason was alive and around in the same area when Pamela was killing these camp counselors. A plot hole, but it is what it is. Yeah,
that's a theory. That theory's been around for years. Whether or not if it really is Pamela doing these things.
Yeah, but then again,
I think with how this movie was originally intended before the sequels, I believe it was just Pamela doing all these things.
Yeah, and I remember I actually watched a recent interview. I looked at a recent interview that they had with Victor Miller, by the way.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you this right now. There was an interview saying why he doesn't like the sequels. And you ready to find out why he doesn't like the sequels?
Why doesn't he like the sequels?
Because it has Jason. That's it. Because they said having him completely miss the point of what he was trying to say in this first movie or some shit.
Yeah, but that's every sequel.
Yeah. But look, I mean, here's the thing, right? He can say whatever the fuck he wants about the sequels. At the end of the day, Victor, you only had one screenplay. You were only involved in this movie one time. You don't deserve to have the fucking IP rights to it. That should have went to Cunningham. I don't give a fuck what anyone says to me about this because right now, I know there's talks about them making another Friday the 13th movie. My concern is where are they going to fucking go with this then?
This is good. Now, Paul, here it comes. Kevin Bacon with an iconic death in the franchise here.
Yep. This is really cool what happens here.
Oh, shit!
A very simple effect shot, too. I mean, this was fun. I mean, ooh.
Woo! Fuck!
Yeah.
Bro, just imagine how scary that is, though, Paul. Imagine how scary that is, where you're on your bed, and then you feel this blood dripping. As soon as you realize, like, what the fuck? A hand just grabs you, holds you down to the air. Oh, fuck, that is scary.
Yeah, it's a spear right for your trachea. Yeah, that's not a good thing to experience before you go.
Now, Paul, I do have a problem with this, though. As much as I love that kill. Now, we're supposed to believe that Mrs. Voorhees was under the bed the whole time, right?
Right.
Now, Paul, I'm not going to ask you, but I'm going to say is, look, I've delved in some sexual activities in my time, okay? And if you are doing your job and doing it right, you would notice if someone's under the bed.
Yeah, like, seriously, if I notice there was something going on under the bed, you know what's going to happen right then? I'm going to start booting the fuck out of the person that's under that bed. I'll be like, what the fuck you doing under there?
Exactly. Now, I don't know. I couldn't really see what the lift of the bed was. Because if the bed had a good lift, I'm pretty you could fucking see Pamela under the bed.
Yeah,
but,
can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? You're walking in the bed, you see a dude hiding, you'd be sitting there thinking, so we got business, motherfucker, or what?
Or in this case, an older woman.
Yeah. I'm just seeing what T85 here. He says here, Victor Miller or someone originally wanted to do a Carpenter, Deborah Hill Halloween type anthology. Was that what Victor Miller wants to do? Is that what he's trying to do here?
Well, bro, like I said, Shauna's came with the concept, bro, so. God damn, Marcy looking nice right here, though. Shit.
I can see those nipples.
Yes, I can. Excuse me, I'm kind of distracted right now. She's looking damn.
Yeah.
Like I ain't seen this movie in a while, bro. So I'm like, oh, okay.
Man, she looks nice, but too bad what's gonna happen to her later.
It's fucking crazy because she's literally just told that creepy ass dream, and this is about to happen to her.
Yep. The nightmare manifesting.
Yeah, that's how I took it, as the nightmare manifesting. I think if I remember correctly, we're gonna see like a hand come out and pull. Oh man, there is some legit some good suspenseful creepy moments in this movie, man.
There is. I mean, like I said, this was like one of 2 movies in the franchise that got a lot of good reviews. This and Part 6. And I know that people acknowledge Part 6 as a fan favorite. You sure you want to look in there?
Oh shit. And how this was shot, how this is filmed, very, very Hitchcock-like.
Yeah. He was a big influence for a lot of these films back then.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh shit, here we go.
See, with the axe, very Hitchcock-like. And This is the thumbnail right here.
Thumbnail, folks. This is what happens if you don't press play. Oh shit.
Awesome. Wow. That is awesome.
Put you to the head. Cannibal Corpse there.
That is, oh my god! It still looks very realistic to this very day.
I mean, it's Tom Savini. What you expect?
Oh man, and how it was done. What we did, they didn't have to show the aftermath. All we could have seen is just her screaming and then just the hit. But the fact that they showed that, apparently that shit was wild back in '80 when they first saw this. They never saw violence like this before in the movie.
Exactly. Like I said, this is they wanted to do what Halloween didn't have the balls to do. That was the whole intention of why they did this.
I don't know about you. If I was Ben Crosby, I would have just said, "Fuck it, let's go for a menage a trois." Fuck it. I mean, we're already getting naked around each other.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Like I would have went for it, bro. Cause I'm like, what, Nick? Come on, you just don't offer strip Monopoly. Like, that's a freaky ass game, man.
Yeah.
I understand in the '80s, everybody was fucking everybody, but come on, man.
Hey, this was that time, man.
T85 says, yeah, that scene when Ned seeing that shadowy figure going in the cab is one of the most suspenseful scenes in the movie. Yeah, we was just talking about that, T85. Like that was a legit creepy moment because again, we're supposed to assume that's Mrs. Voorhees, but just seeing that figure and how it was shot, how it was looking, it was creepy. It was definitely a creepy scene.
Yeah, it definitely didn't look like Mrs. Voorhees. It kind of gave you that impression. Is that somebody else?
And again, that's supposed to throw you off. I think that's on intended. It's intended because it's supposed to be a murder mystery.
Yeah. And the old diners back then.
Yo, this waitress wants to fuck Christy so bad. Oh
Well,
my God, Mr. Christie, with your with your mustache and your glass and your mullet. Oh my God, I want to take you home right now and fuck you.
that's my drink, dude. It's all over me now. Fuck.
Come on, Mr. Christie, give me. I want to have your baby, Mr. Christie. I love you, Mr. Christie. Come back, Mr. Christie. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but I'm sorry.
I was so fucking.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, you're
But,
fine.
but you can just tell. You just how she was acting around it, bro. She wanted that Christie salami, bro.
Dude, she wanted to fuck so bad. I don't blame her.
Goodbye, Mr. Christie. I love you, Mr. Christie.
Fuck, man.
But then, of course, and then we get Mr. Christie. Stop it, James. But we get Mr. Christie.
I'm gonna slap you in a minute.
I'm sorry. We get Mr. Christie driving a Jeep. That is pretty similar to the Jeep that we saw pick up Annie.
That's another red herring right there. I mean, that Jeep was exactly the same one that one was driving.
Exactly the same one.
That can't be a coincidence.
I think this is the moment where we see the hand coming out the curtains.
Yeah, this is that bit, I think.
And again, look how natural this is. Look how natural this whole scene is.
Yeah, I mean they're not doing anything stupid or over the top. This is just someone cleaning their teeth, getting ready to go to bed. That's all it is.
But not just that, not just the activity, just how it's lit. Like you can tell there's no studio lights whatsoever. Like they're actually using the environment that they have.
Yeah. This is literally like natural lighting.
Yes.
Like this is like straight up guerrilla filmmaking right
here. That's so creepy.
Oh fuck that. Look at that hand.
Oh, that is so creepy.
If I literally saw a hand like that, I'm fucking swinging a baseball bat at it.
Listen, look, I'm one of those people that I don't get scared, but if ever I'm alone at my house and I hear some shit that don't sound right,
yeah, you're pulling out something ready to go out and move it.
But there were moments, bro, where sometimes, and I guess it's kind of be my mind fucking with me, but it was after I'm watching Halloween movies like all day, right? And then one time I was cooking dinner, and then all of a sudden, like I hear this noise, like around my front door, and then, bro,
I see where this is going.
I didn't investigate it, but I did kind of stare at it for a long time.
I'm not surprised. Kind of reminds me of this one time when I was back at my old place. I was about getting ready to unwind for the night and get some sleep. And then I hear this fucking noise moving around. So I'm like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? So I didn't think much of it at first. And then I hear it again. And I'm like, all right, screw this. I grab my fucking baseball bat. I'm heading out the back door, and I'm getting ready to swing at some person's fucking head. And then as soon as I opened the door, I realized what it was. It was making that noise, but it sounded like there was somebody stalking. But it turns out what it was my cat decided to spook me at the time. Just jumped right at me. Just jumps off the garden wall next door and it jumps right into my chest. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And it says, meowing right at my face. I'm like, all right, fine. Come on, let's go and get some sleep, damn it. But it was just, I thought it was somebody outside, and he fucking made me jump. He jumps right at me like a face hugger.
That's crazy.
Eh.
But what's so creepy about this, Paul, because we see Mrs. Voorhees stalking Brenda, like we're supposed to remind her, this is a woman in her 50s walking around in the pouring rain stalking these kids.
Yeah. But it's like I said earlier, it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're grief stricken to the point where it drives you to the point of being murderously psychotic, nothing's gonna phase you.
And also got to think about this too. At the time, for the killer to be a woman was very different. Like you didn't see that was unheard of. You never saw that, and you didn't really see it again until I want to say "Happy Birthday to Me."
Yeah, something like that. I remember.
Wait, pause. Shh.
Okay.
I think I heard someone. Wait, you'll hear it. I remember the scene.
I'm waiting for it too.
Oh, that is so creepy.
I heard that. Somebody's saying, "Help me."
Now, Paul. Now, people that's watching this movie, that's watching it with us. Just imagine that. Let me set the scene for you. Imagine you're at this campus. You're in your cabin. You're settled in for the night. About to read a book or in this case, watching TV. It's pouring rain, and all of a sudden you hear what sounds like a little boy screaming, "Help me! Help me!" But that would be fucking creepy. Cause you're like, wait, that sounds like a little boy. Like there's no way that there's a little boy here.
Well, I can tell you right now, I'd be walking out there with more than a flashlight.
And the fact that's Mrs. Voorhees doing that to lure her out, bro. That is so fucking weird. She's mimicking Jason to bring Brenda. Oh my god, that definitely one of the more creepier moments of the movie.
That's a whole new level of crazy right there.
And Paul, look how lit it is. Look how dark it is. Like if she only needs a flashlight, bro.
Yeah, it's dark as shit out there right now. And it's pissing down with rain. That don't help.
Oh God! But I cannot imagine how scary that would be.
Oh, dude!
Oh my God! Like just being in your house. Let's say you lived out in the middle of nowhere. All of a sudden, you hear this. What sound like a little boy saying, "Help me! Help me!" Oh God, that would be. And of course, I'm naturally gonna check to see if it is a kid. But
yeah. And then this shit happens.
Yeah, but she's in archery. She's in the archery yard.
Yep, she's about to be target practice.
And unfortunately, we don't see her death, but we just hear her scream. But
yeah,
how this was set up was so good.
It is really good.
Yeah, we hear her scream. Yeah.
Yep, that was it. And who the hell was that behind the window then? Did you see that?
I think that was Alice.
Oh, okay.
But also rest in peace to the lady who played Brenda, because apparently she died of cancer.
Oh man, fuck cancer.
But they said that. But I heard the cast and crew say that the lady who played Brenda was really well liked within the cast and crew. And when Kevin Bacon did an interview about this movie, he always talked about how nice Brenda was. Because now Kevin Bacon is now because there was a long time Kevin Bacon did not talk about this movie at all, and he's just now recently starting to talk about it, which is, I guess, is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, check this as well. It's like she was only 49 when she passed, 15 years ago. And Friday the 13th was her last movie she was in. He was only in 4 films.
You get Ben Crosby's character coming in from out the rain. Again, another red herring.
Yeah. Funny that he's wearing red too.
Exactly. But yeah, that's definitely one of the creepier scenes. I assume Paul going back to the camp. It's a possibility.
Yep.
T85 says I got the Shout 3 box set collection of all of them in uncut and regular version of the original. Nice. Rocky.
Yeah, that's the one I showed you.
Yeah. And a nice one. I got the Scream Factory set as well. Cool. Good to see.
Yeah, I'm fully intending on getting that box set. Like, I want that. Oh shit.
Now I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I would be on high alert if I see a bloody axe in one of the beds, bro. I'm like, wait a minute. And then plus two, and it seems like everyone starts disappearing all of a sudden.
Right, seriously, if I saw that right now, red flags would be flying in my head. I am going to be fucking calling the cops, and then I'm going to be sticking around with that axe until the cops arrive. And if I see somebody that's not a cop trying to lunge at me, you're getting that axe in your face.
For sure.
I'm not fucking around if I saw something like that.
Oh, I got a text here from someone, because I got people that watch the show. They text me. They don't get in the chat. They said, James, you were smitten over Marcy. Of course, because Marcy was fine, especially when she was looking at herself in the mirror. Oh, question for you and Paul. First celebrity crush. Oh, for me? Oh, Janet Jackson.
Oh, first celebrity crush for me. That's a long list. You're gonna think I'm crazy when I say this, but I'm probably gonna say Jamie Lee Curtis back then.
I'm not thinking Jamie Lee Curtis back in the day was fine.
Yeah, it's true. That is true.
She was a good looking woman.
Mm.
Or who was known for being the screen queen and known for her huge titties.
Yeah,
which she still got to this day.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, Paul. Like when I saw her in that Halloween 2018 movie premiere, like when they did the movie premiere, and she was wearing what she was wearing, I'm like, damn, she can still kind of get it. Grandma can get it.
That's true. I remember one time when I saw Halloween 2018, and I actually sent a tweet saying how much I enjoyed the film, not thinking I was going to get a reply back or anything, and I literally did, which shocked the shit out of me.
Oh, James Hugh Courtney liked my tweet.
Yeah, I actually got a photo with James Hugh Courtney back in 2019.
That kind of goes to show how much of a cool guy he is.
Yeah, it's funny because I just had my whole horror tattoo sleeve finished at the time, and as soon as I walked up to me, he noticed I had the Michael Myers tattoo, and he was just like, "Hey, that's a cool tattoo, man." I'm like, "Oh, thanks, man." So we ended up taking the picture, and he's pointing at the fucking Michael Myers tattoo I had on my arm.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool. I'll show you the picture later on. I'll definitely share it with you. I even had a picture with CJ Graham, who was Jason in part 6.
Mm-hmm.
Carrie Ann Moss, Ben Barnes, and this one's gonna fuck a lot of people off. I even had one with Jason Momoa.
All right, so now Ben Crosby. I know that's his name. I can't think of his character name, but Ben Crosby and Alice are trying to figure out what the hell is going on, and then we got the cop and Christy driving back to the camp, and again, you're at this point you're like, who the fuck? Now all signs kind of point to Ben Crosby because he's the one that's kind of been acting kind of weird. But I do understand what it goes for. I just kind of think that presentation could have been just a little bit better.
Yeah, I reckon.
Like instead of introducing Mrs. Voorhees so late in the film, you could have brought her in early, which I will explain once the movie's over. Like I literally just now thought of a way you could have brought Mrs. Voorhees in sooner than you did.
I was thinking the same thing at that point as well. Dude, look how dark that shit is. I mean, you got the dim night sky, but look at everything else. You can't see.
Yeah, look, it's so fucking dark.
Like, do you want to walk around those woods at night? I mean, like I said, I've already walked in the woods at night, but I'm asking you, would you do what I did?
Well, I did do one thing where again, I don't recommend this, but if you are gonna do it, just please be safe. Please be safe. But wait. I'll say that to this death here.
Okay. I'm just seeing.
So we see Christy. He's arriving to the camp.
Yep.
Oh, okay, we get a flashlight on him.
Yep. That's not who you think it is. Ooh.
So you see there? So clearly Christie knew the person. He recognized the person.
Yeah, he knew who it was.
He was like, hey, what you doing out here in this mess? Like, really, Friday the 13th started, the whole, oh, it's you, all that. So we even though we never really see who it is, we're like, oh, it's you. That stuff. Yeah. Like, it started to use.
Definite.
You.
Oh, it was you. What are you doing out here? You're dead.
Mm-hmm.
And there goes
but yeah,
power.
But what? My God, what was I saying?
You were talking about one of the theories you had about how you would introduce Mrs. Voorhees.
Oh yeah. Like there could have been a way. Wait. Oh no. What I was gonna say was I don't recommend this, but walking at night, I did do something where there's like a good mile or two where there's no street lights. It's just my
right.
And then giggles, I kind of turn my car, bro. And once I saw how dark the shit was, I was driving, and I immediately turned that shit on.
You fucking mad, dude?
yeah. You know, like it was one of those days. Okay, marking them knows, but it was one of those days when I kind of wasn't right mentally when I first started wrestling, and I fucking because I was driving and I was like, I want to see how this looks. I turned the lights off and then I just went like a good 2 lights on. And I realized, bro, it's pretty weird how creepy, how dark the road is when there's no cars driving through.
That's some freaky shit right there. And I'm just answering Rocky's question because he's asking, have you ever seen Part 3 in actual 3D? I can tell you right now that I actually have with those old glasses back in the day.
I did not. I did not. I mean, it's you kind of really don't need to because it's showing you what's supposed to be 3D.
Yeah, but back then it was actually not too bad. I mean, you actually see it like literally popping out of your TV screen. I mean, it's not like 3D like we have nowadays. I mean, we rarely see 3D films now, but if you remember back in the day, I mean, we used to have those like old 3D specs. The one thing that you would find nauseating about those glasses, though, those old ones, is that because one of them's red and one of them's green, you have them on for a long period of time. The moment you take them off, you close one eye, your vision looks red. You close the other eye, it looks blue, and you're stuck with that vision for like a good hour or so, you know?
Yeah.
But it was fun. But, you know, I kind of miss the recent 3D trend we had during the early 2010s. I thought there was some fucking cool shit back then.
And I love how he's in the storage room and.
Ooh.
Bill, that's his name. Thank you, Alice.
Yeah, she said it for you. But I mean, all right. Here's one. Then I got a question for you. This was for everybody in the chat as well. What would you say is the best film you've seen in 3D recently? Like the recent 3D movie you saw in the last 10 years. What would be the best representation of a 3D movie?
Man, Paul. But this is gonna sound great, but the last 3D movie I ever saw was Fright Night 2011.
Oh God, not a lot of 3D in that. All right, for me then, the last 3D movie I saw was Final Destination 5. And the use of 3D in that was fucking amazing. Like, especially the opening credits scene. Do you know that bit when you saw the opening credits where you see the words in glass and there's things fucking crashing right through it? And you see that in 3D. I literally saw people in the cinema dodging it, like going from one side to the other or ducking and diving from the scenes of fucking things flying at them in 3D. And I was just like, wow, I'm so glad I got to see this in 3D when I did. And some of the deaths when you saw it in 3D, just really good. Oh, yeah, Piranha. Yeah, Piranha was another good film in 3D. And by the way, Rocky, hint, hint, that's a little something I got planned for next week. But the one thing I will say, this is where.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The one thing I remember the most about Piranha 3D, people's reaction when they saw a half-eaten dick being spit at them in 3D. Some dude literally vomited in his popcorn.
So this scene here. They're
hang on, James. Your microphone's flipping a bitch. Microphone's playing up, dude. But anyway, while that's all right, I can hear you good now. Go for it.
Now, that whole scene, when I was younger, I was really Alice like, what are we doing here? But now I'm like, okay, they were clearly trying to fill time.
Yeah, there's a lot of time filling in this bit.
Yeah, there's a lot of time filling. But if I was Sean S. Cunningham and people asked me, or you have, because I remember Arlo, because me and there it is, the reveal. Shit.
Oh shit.
Oh, that's awesome.
She must have really fucking hated that guy.
Hated Bill, bro.
Like, he got it the worst at everybody.
Yeah, but I if I had to ask Sean S. Cunningham, like the whole her making her do coffee and all that stuff, I'm thinking this is Sean S. Cunningham trying to calm everything down, give it that sense of security, and then it's kind of like a roller coaster, where it's that calming period, and then but then you go up and up and up and up, and then you get to the final drop, and then that's where we're at now.
Yep, we're pretty much at that part. I'm just seeing what's. Yeah, now T85 was saying about these HD TVs nowadays. It's literally 3D, just about. Yeah, I mean, like I'm watching the movie right now on a 65-inch Sony OLED 4K, and it just it's like I'm looking at a big window. That's how good it is. And Rocky here is saying, if you want to go way back, then Creature from the Black Lagoon and the Dial M for Murder in 3D, both 50s movies that use real 3D. Yeah, you can put that in there too.
Yeah, like I said, Paul, like they're clearly trying to fill time. Like we're literally.
Well, she better barricade that door fast.
Build it, bro. It's like, okay, you're clearly trying to listen. Sean is saying, I told Adrian King, listen, just grab shit, and put it in front of the door.
Yeah, that's not gonna hold off shit. The rope may buy you a bit of time, but those chairs and that, no.
That's just fucking hilarious. That's hilarious. We're literally spending 5 minutes here building a barricade. I can just see Sean S. Cunningham just being like, listen, look, we gotta fill time. Look, just put shit in front of a door.
Yeah. Okay, you got a baseball bat, you got the right idea, but I think you're holding it maybe just a little bit wrong.
Paul, you better not shit on her about getting a baseball bat after what you just said.
Well, I mean, like if you're gonna swing for somebody with a baseball bat, you're gonna have to have it. Put my teeth back in. Gotta grip the handle a bit lower down. Then you get full swing of the whole thing.
So Paul, let's go ahead and address this because, like I said, the theory has been around for a long time.
Do it.
Like I said, I'm trying to think in context of just this one movie. But if you want to put all the sequels in, do you believe this is just Mrs. Voorhees, or do you think Jason is helping her?
You know, when I was first watching this, I was just thinking, yeah, it's Jason. I mean, it's Jason's mom doing the whole thing. But now that I think about it, now I kind of think to myself,
Shit.
I don't think she was working alone in this. I'm pretty sure Jason was behind the scenes in some of these kills as well. Because, I mean, think about it. The killer that we saw mostly during the killings was not wearing the shirt that Pamela wears. Think about that.
And I don't think, and if you're going to go that route, I don't think a mid-50s, 50-year-old woman will launch a bitch through a window like we just saw.
My thoughts exactly.
That's the one about these Friday the 13th films. Me and Arlo, like, go back to the reviews me and Arlo did. We always know there's always someone getting launched through a fucking window.
Every time. Sean S. Cunningham was involved in The Last House on the Left. Yeah, that's a fucking...
Yes, he was.
I actually have the remake, but I'm going to see if I can get my hands on the original because I want the remake.
Here she is. Here she is.
And he says he also believes that the first two... Sean S. Cunningham did the House movies. I think he directed the third one as well. There's 4 movies of those in total.
Now we get to meet the real star of the movie.
Betsy Palmer. Rest in peace to her too.
And one of the most creepiest performances in horror movie history.
Yep. And it's funny, right? Because I remember her agent and other people gave her shit for being in this movie.
They did.
It was her that wanted to do this role because she got fucking fed up with playing the same type of roles that she got typecasted in. She wanted to do something.
That's not the reason why, Paul.
Oh God, what was the reason why?
The reason why she did this movie was because she needed money to buy a new car.
Oh, that was it?
That was it? Yeah, they paid her $10,000 for this movie.
I was told that was one of the reasons why she did it was because of what I was trying to say as well.
For a new car. And even she thought this movie was a piece of shit. But she still, as we see, she still gives it her all. And she later, especially in her later years, really grew to appreciate the film and its fans. Yeah, but she did get shit on for being in this movie, though.
Yeah, because she was one of those stars from back in the day.
Yeah, from the 50s and 60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I gotta listen to this.
Yeah, let's do this.
Were killed. The counselors weren't paying any attention. They were making love while that young boy dropped.
And just on a dime, bro. Like she was comforting and being nice and helpful. And they're just like a flip just instantly switches.
Yeah. I'm just reading what Rocky said here as well. Yeah, fuck Roger Ebert for doing that as well.
Multiple personality disorder, you could see.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
Even Alice knows something's wrong. Like, I think we should wait Mr. Christie.
Right, you can imagine what I'll be saying. Oh fuck, here we go. The only time we ever hear Jason speak.
Oh, did you hear Alice there? Like she just went, oh God. Like I never noticed that. She literally says, oh, she knows that she's in a fucked up situation right now.
Yeah.
Like, Paul, imagine how scary that is, Paul. Like you just saw your friend get killed. Everyone's disappearing. You don't know what's going on. You saw Brenda get killed.
Yep.
And you meet this old lady who seems very sweet and comforting and caring, and then just instantly she's fucking flipping out and talking to herself. Like, bro, that's fucking terrifying.
And if I see her pulling a knife, I guarantee you I'm throwing fists before she gets a chance to use it.
Oh, shit.
Keep hitting. One's not going to do it. I'd have just kept hitting right now.
T85 said they wanted Betsy Palmer to return forever, but declined due to it only being pretty much a cameo.
Yeah, I did hear about that too.
Yeah. It would have been nice. It would have been nice to have Betsy Palmer come back.
Yeah. Rocky says he won the Part 5 mask. Nice.
Salute. Signed by Debbie Voorhees. Oh, yes. One of the girl with the big titties. Yeah.
Hey, that's a cool win right there.
Oh, definitely. And here comes one. Definitely the creepiest moment of the film right here.
Kill her, mommy.
Kill her.
This was fucking messed up when I first saw this. Crazy fucking bitch.
That is insane.
How did she not get checked into a psych ward after what she did? I have fucking no idea.
Well, it clearly goes to show that it clearly goes to show that she's mentally not there after Jason's death.
No, she checked out a long time ago.
And the fact that it's like she's still speaking to Jason and mimicking Jason is fucking. But people, like I said, people have underrated Mrs. Voorhees as a killer as the years went on. Like, she is an underrated serial killer.
Yeah, and definitely an underrated villain at the time. Because again, like you were saying earlier,
Betsy Palmer, like I said, for roles, like she said herself, she thought it was going to be garbage, no one was going to see. But the fact that she still gives a really good performance shows how professional that she is. She clearly has bought into the role for the little amount of screen time she has.
Mm-hmm. Rocky here says he basically grew up on these movies, the Hellraiser ones that really freak. Oh, Hellraiser. Oh, I can tell a bunch of good stories about that one. Oh, and by the way, Rocky,
that's
just so you know,
fucking wild.
I know. But yeah, hey, Rocky, just so you know, I do have the puzzle box and Pinhead tattooed on me. The puzzle box is literally on my elbow.
I love this. I love the slap. I love these slaps.
I mean, shit.
But bro, have you heard the story? Apparently that she actually did slap Adrian King.
She slapped the shit out of her. Damn.
No, she legit slapped it because she comes from the theater. Oh, right in the cooch! Right in the
cooch! Damn!
She hit her in the
Got her right the spot. Yeah. Got her right there, man. Damn. That'll knock anyone down.
Look, the one thing that's great about this, Adrian King is kicking Mrs. Voorhees' ass. But how she falls is always funny.
It's so funny, man, but it's cool.
No, but what I was saying is, because Betsy Palmer comes from the theater, and I guess back in her time, and you really did smack people in the theater, which I guess makes sense. But
if memory serves me correctly, I think the practitioner she studied with would be the Sanford Meisner and Stanislavski system, because that's like the form of realistic method acting where you do take it to those levels. And I should know this because I've been studying.
But apparently in those scenes, she legit will slap the shit out of Adrian King, and Adrian King will start crying like, "Why are you hitting me?"
It's part of the scene, dude. It makes it more authentic.
It's funny. That is funny.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but she low blowed her. She gave her a low blow. I've always wanted to ask a female, does it hurt when you get punched in the pussy? I just want to know. Does it hurt?
It probably does. I mean, it's as bad as kicking us in the balls, You're gonna put anybody down with that shot.
But there's no balls on it. It's just ovaries.
I know, but I guess I don't know how human bodies work, man. But if it knocks them down, it definitely is effective.
Look, man, listen, I just want to know, and I'm sure, and I'm pretty sure there's some woman out there going, "Come on, Mr. Crispy, punch me in the pussy."
Shit. Rocky here says he has a signed. He has a Hellraiser script signed by Clive Barker. You lucky son of a.
Hey, salute to you, Rocky. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Shout out to you, bro.
T85 back refines some of his characters, including his character in this one. It's a direct TV ad or something. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
Earlier.
It's awesome here.
Yeah, Rocky, I did point that out earlier about Kevin Bacon as well. EE, the phone company, is in the UK.
And now we see Alice hiding in the kitchen closet, and we hear Mrs. Voorhees. Oh my God! It's like she's knocked her down multiple times, but she just keeps coming. Like it's kind of like a Terminator.
Yeah, but she's relentless at this point. She is hell bent on killing this person, and nothing's going to stop it.
And in her mind, like every person that she kills she feels is responsible for killing Jason.
Yeah. Even if you're in that camp and you don't know nothing about the history, doesn't matter. You're dead because you're there.
Oh shit! That was a creepy look she just gave right there.
Yeah, look at that face, man.
Yeah, she looks deranged.
Jesus. You got frying pan, bitch.
but think about this, Paul. She has got knocked out 3 times right now.
Yeah, now she's got a split wig.
Like Allison has been kicking her ass, man.
She kicked the shit out of her, and then blasted her with a frying pan. Just boom! Ah! That's what you got from her.
Wait, now, Paul. Question. Because how great would that have been if she when she looked through that door she went here.
Oh, dude, that would have been
great.
That would have been fucking great if they did that.
Because I think The Shining came out in the same year, did it?
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, The Shining came out the same year Friday the 13th did, and many years
Wait
later,
a minute. Are you telling me that Mrs. Voorhees did it before Jack?
I guess so.
Oh shit, she just won't die.
Fuck.
Now Arlo said that this is like watching a grandma fighting her granddaughter.
He's got a point.
It is. Now, Paul, there's a moment where she's gonna take out her head and smack it against the sand. Apparently, she really was doing that. Like she was really fighting out Adrian King.
Yeah, she was literally fucking bringing the fight.
Look, Paul, you can see it. You can see it.
Look at this.
She's
Damn.
She's legit fighting her right now.
She fucking went for it. That's all I'm gonna say here. All right, a little bit of an insider thing for you here. When this scene here where she gets her head taken off, I want you to look at the knuckles very carefully.
Okay. Oh, shit.
Notice there's hairs on him?
Yeah.
That's actually a dude. The guy who had his head taken off, that was Tasso Stathrakis, who's one of Tom Savini's closest friends. He was the guy with the sledgehammer in the original Dawn of the Dead.
Oh, you're right. I did hear about this, and when it came to the actual head being chopped off, it was Tom Savini that did the motion because he knew where to hit.
Yeah, and the head was literally on toothpicks.
Yeah, toothpicks. Now, Paul, here it comes. Here comes my favorite piece, one of my favorite pieces of music and horror. Like I love this music that's about to play.
Yeah, it's like a nice little upbeat ending, and they were inspired by Carrie during this part.
But no, but just the song in itself is it's beautiful. It's a beautiful song.
Yeah. Oh, The Burning. Yeah, I remember that film. That's a good one
That
too.
that's a god of I love that's a good shot. Just the established shot of her in the canoe and
Yeah, it looks great on this Blu-ray, man. It looks like a whole new film. It wasn't Sabine's hands, Rocky. It was Tasso's.
oh man, I love this song. Like I've always loved this song ever since I first heard it.
Yep.
And then one of the greatest jump scares in horror movie history. And this is when jump scares weren't really a thing back then.
Yeah. And like I said, they literally watched Carrie and thought, you know what? We need to do something similar.
And people say this is the debut of Jason.
Yep. The OG Jason.
Even though this is supposed to be a dream.
Yeah. And I'm actually friends with the guy who played as the original Jason, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, he's in my indie horror group.
Oh yeah. That's awesome. But I just love how everything you hear the music feels calm.
It's all. Can you imagine watching this for the first time in the cinema? You're thinking, "Oh, good, it's all over," and then all of a sudden,
woo!
This happens, and I bet people were like, "Holy fuck!"
Oh God, bro. Yeah, I could just imagine 1980 where that scared the shit out of everybody.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that moment.
Oh, I would have loved to have been in the movie theater too, bro.
Yeah. We had the misfortune of being born after, though.
Oh man, that is such a great jump scare.
Yeah.
It's built up so beautifully.
It was so good how they did it. It was it was perfect.
And I love how this movie ends. I love how it ends.
Was the ending of part 2 a dream too? Good question.
That's a good question. I love part 2, but how they ended was very, very sloppy.
Yeah.
It was very sloppy.
That's true.
Oh, I love this. The boy, is he dead too? The boy, Jason.
Mm-mm.
And I love how this ending just puts that doubt. Like you don't know if Jason,
he's still out there.
But no, but it's like, is he in the water?
Yeah, that's the big question. It's like, what the fuck? There's a bit of a fourth wall breaking moment right there. The way she's staring.
And Paul, just look at the lake, and you'll see these little ripples in the water.
I see it.
It should be coming up here. That beautiful score by Manfredini. You see the ripples?
Yep, I see it.
And it makes you be like, is that Jason coming to surface? Is it just raindrops?
No, I'm betting that's Jason. Because if it was rain, you'd see it more than once.
But yeah, but I just love. And then there's that music. Oh, great ending.
Man.
Great ending.
Yeah, I gotta clap that one. Fucking good movie, man. I'm so glad I got to watch this again. It's been a minute.
Just give me a second, Paul. I just need to listen to this for a couple seconds.
You're good. Go for it. Let it sink in. That's it. I'll learn when it's Jason. That's the guy I'm friends with.
Oh, Steve Miner was production manager.
Yeah, who ended up directing 2 and 3.
and Halloween H2O.
Yep. And he
I
also,
did not know that. Oh, that's awesome.
there you go, Tussle Stuff Records. That was the knuckles you saw on the head getting taken out.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just love the end song here, but yeah, that is Friday the 13th, 1980. Oh man, for a movie I haven't seen in a very long time, I enjoy it. Especially when I think what made me enjoy it now than I did before is that I just took Jason out of my mind and took it for what it was, what it's supposed to be, and I had a much better time watching it.
Yeah, I did the same too. That was such a good film, man.
Yeah, that's right, Philip. Like the ending, it's such an unsettling ending. It gives Jason almost ghostly vibe. Yes, exactly. Which is why I say that ending when we see the lake and we see those ripples, like it just puts that we don't know. Like, is Jason under the water, or
it makes you wonder?
And I love endings like that where you can create the ending. I love endings like that.
Lake Placid, I remember that film too.
One of the first movies I ever saw in a movie theater, Lake Placid.
Yeah, good film. The original movie was great, but those sequels were just...
They made sequels?
Yeah, they did about 5 of them.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I think 3 and 4 had Robert Englund in them at one point.
Fuck. But yeah,
if you want cheesy movies, but just be warned.
Oh, Steve Miner did do Lake Placid. Yeah, you're right.
Steve Miner also directed the first of 2 remakes that Day of the Dead had, the 2008 one.
Yeah, Steve Miner, an underrated horror director for sure.
Yes.
But yeah, Paul, now I'm gonna tell you, because I said this is how I would have brought Mrs. Voorhees in. Now that's one of the critiques I had about this film. Now, don't get me wrong, this movie's not perfect.
No.
But I think what I would have done, so that way it's not so obvious that Mrs. Voorhees is the killer. Yeah. I would have done a situation where we go to the camp and we see Mrs. Voorhees, working with Christy and whatsoever, and then do a situation where Annie, because what was Annie's job for the camp? Did you catch it, Paul?
No, I completely missed that bit, but
she was the cook.
Yeah, that's right. She was a cook. My bad.
Well, what was Mrs. Voorhees?
She was a cook.
She was a cook, right? So I would have done where you have Mrs. Voorhees kill Annie, of course, but then you have Mr. Christie be like, "Hey, where's Annie? Like she's supposed to be here whatsoever." And then Mrs. Voorhees, who's already there, who we've already seen, who's helping out, she's like, "Well, hey, I mean, look, I can help out for a couple of weeks till you find another one whatsoever, right?"
You had her as the cook, yeah.
Yeah, and you could have her be as like the temporary cook whatsoever.
Yeah, that would have worked.
Yeah, so that way you could have brought her into the story, so that way it's not so obvious. That way when we do see Mrs. Voorhees, it's more of a shock because this sweet, kind, nice old lady is the killer. It'll be more effective that way.
Yeah,
that's right. That's how I would have done it.
Yeah, I would have done it that way too. I don't know why they didn't think about that at the time, but if we had a time machine to go back in time, I would have definitely said, "Hey, look, you should have done it this way."
Yes, because like I said, Paul, like even when I first watched the film, I'm like, "Oh, she's the killer," because you just don't bring a brand new character into the movie and there's only 15 minutes left. Like,
yeah, but I guess again at the time, nobody knew how to do these type of movies back then. It was all experimental, so it was a case of trial and error, and I guess whoever was inspired by that movie later on went on to do it differently. I mean, look at Scream.
Rocky says the first Friday the 13th has grown to be one of my favorites. I don't mind how it takes its time going along. I really dig the atmosphere.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Rocky. Because I'm about to ask Paul, because you know how we normally do it. Positives, negatives,
All right.
favorite kill, and your overall movie.
All right. Well, it's been nearly 7 years since I last saw Friday the 13th original. That's how long it's been. I really enjoyed this film. I mean, seeing it again with a fresh pair of eyes, it definitely brought back the vibes of what I had when I first saw Friday the 13th during the mid 90s. And I just really enjoyed how this film was. I mean, the movie was fun. The characters were likable, very believable. The atmosphere was just fucking top notch. Those nighttime scenes really did feel like genuine, unsettling, dark as shit night. You know what I mean? So that was some of the positives about this. I like the kills. They were some pretty good inventive ones for its time back then. No one saw anything like this back then. My favorite kill, it's a coin toss between Kevin Bacon's death and the one we got on the thumbnail, because both those kills were just great. But I'm probably gonna say the hatchet in the face, because the effect on that looks really good. And I would say the spear would come second, because it just felt sadistic and bloody. That was like the bloodiest bit in the film, if you think about it.
It was.
And my negatives about the movie, I'm not sure there's many I can list. I would probably say you could have introduced Jason's mother the way we just explained it. They should have done it like that. And I think the other negative I might have had with it is this is just me from a personal standpoint, but I would have loved to have seen maybe a little bit more in what we got in the film. I mean, don't get me wrong, the film was good and we had a decent enough running time for it. But there's that part of me that wanted to have it just a little bit more. I've always been like that with some films. I'm like, I'll be like, man, I wish it was a little bit longer. That's probably my only gripe. But everything else about it, man, just a fucking good way to introduce what would later to become arguably one of the biggest horror franchises out there. That, and you know, if you're going to put it in the top two horror franchises, you're going to say Halloween and Friday the 13th. Those two are literally neck and neck with each other in terms of the legacy that they have, you know, in terms of what they do. I mean, okay, sometimes the movies in that franchise has maybe more better films than what Halloween did, but there's no denying. There's no, you know how I mean about this. But
I know exactly what you mean, bro.
Yeah, but there's no denying that Halloween was the movie that made a success out of it, and it was Friday the 13th that opened the fucking floodgates. And like Rocky is saying there, you know, you had films like The Burning, and you had Sleepaway Camp, and those type of summer camp movies. In fact, if I remember correctly, I think The Burning came out about a year after Friday the 13th, and once again, Tom Savini did the effects for that one too. And some of the cast members that were in that film ended up being well-known guys. I mean, one of the cast members in that was Fisher Stevens, who ended up playing that scientist dude in the Short Circuit movies. But the one thing I will say about the film that might be a bit off-putting for some people, it was actually the first movie that Harvey Weinstein produced. But that aside, though, The Burning's a good film.
Salt the earth, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you're such a great guy.
Right. But no, the first that Burning movie is actually pretty cool. It's very slow burning, but when the kills get in, it's like, oof, nasty shit. But anyway, I'm beating off the track here. Friday the 13th, the first one, undeniably a classic. And I don't give a shit what anyone says. You know, critics can say whatever the fuck they want about it. I'm looking at you, Roger Ebert. Fuck you. I don't care if you're dead. But you know, that's the thing I gotta point out there with critics. The professional critics that always shit on it, they never truly understand why people like us still talk about these movies to this day, because those movies leave a lasting impact and have, you know, just left a huge legacy in terms of cultural iconic status. And
well. To be fair, Paul, let's be honest. Let's be real. Okay, in the '80s, especially when this movie was made, horror
yeah,
films was viewed like trash cinema.
yeah,
Like it for some actors, it was viewed one step above pornography.
yeah,
Like it was not revered then as it is now.
yeah. And I mean, it's crazy how times do that for films. Like you get these people saying about nobody's going to talk about these movies, and yet here we are 40 years later, and we are. And the ones
Even Betsy Palmer said it.
yeah, and the movies they praise, are people talking about them now? Didn't think so. But anyway, I'm going to give this movie. I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 because it was a solid introduction to the franchise we ended up getting.
Well, for me, for my positives, hey, just go and get it out the way. Betsy Palmer as Mrs. Voorhees. She's the biggest positive in the movie. Definitely the more interesting character in the film for sure. But yeah, I thought she just gives a really, really creepy, disturbing performance as a mother who is grief stricken about her son. Now, is Jason like alive or dead? Like we don't know. Like I said, that's why I love that ending so much. It gives that makes you think like, is he under the water? Is he alive or is he dead? Like we don't know.
Yeah, you never get that answer at the end of it.
Never get the answer. And then of course, we get the sequels, which when they made I'm pretty sure just like John Carter, Victor Miller did say, I will say, Jason was not intended to be like the face of the franchise. Like Jason was supposed to be just a kid, and then he later became what he became, which I always thought was very interesting. Like, damn, what would have happened if we never got Jason? But
well, the way I see it, if we never got Jason, I don't think we would have got what we've had all these years.
This is very true. And to break it down, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Black Christmas, gave us the blueprint.
Yep.
Halloween was the foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And Friday the 13th is the end result of what we got. Like, and all these other horror films are like just off the back of Friday the 13th. So this movie is
Friday the 13th was the match that lit the powder keg.
Match with the powder keg, yes. So this movie, even though Halloween is a better film, but this movie is just as important as 78 Halloween is.
Yep.
But yeah, Betsy Palmer is great. Underrated villain, which I mean, I get Jason is the brand. He's the face, but I think in recent years people have started to now appreciate Mrs. Voorhees more because, like I said, that is just fucking creepy. Like these kids isolated in this camp, no adults around, and it's this one old lady who looks like looks like someone that would bake cookies for you, bake pies, seem motherly, and then next thing you know, she'll fucking just flip out and then think she sees Jason's and starts fucking putting an axe in your fucking face. Like it's scary. It's legit it's legit scary when you think about it.
Exactly. It's crazy how a person can be one thing at first and then at the drop of a dime just fucking turn on you like that. That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing about human nature is that any one of us can flip at any time, and it can take one thing to fucking set you off. Pamela Voorhees is one of them. Another good example of somebody flipping in a murderous way, I would say The Punisher. That's another example. But like that. That's how human nature can just flip people out like that.
For sure. Sure.
Rocky here is saying that Peep and Tom and Psycho planted the seeds for slasher. Yeah, I did mention that. I did mention those two earlier.
But I'm glad you said it because I don't really consider those slashers. I more consider them more psychological thrillers. Yeah, like that. To me, slashers is you have these people in this killer just killing them off one by one, like every 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. But I can understand why people would say Peep and Tom and Psycho planted the seeds.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It kind of write the rough drafts of what we got.
The rough drafts. Thank you. But yeah, Betsy Palmer. I mean, for a role, like I said, thought was for a movie they thought was going to be a piece of shit, no one's going to care about, and only wanted to do it because she wanted money for a new car. She showed her professionalism and still gives it her all, and still gives a very memorable performance. And I just think there could have been a better way to write her in the story than just have her just appear 10 minutes left in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the overall aesthetic of the film. That dirty, grimy, realistic feeling it has. And I was critical of Alice in my first review. I was critical of the cast, but now that I'm older now, granted there was not a lot of development. I like their personalities. Now, granted, we get better characters as the franchise goes on.
That is true.
You know, the dead fuck. But
yeah.
But I find those characters likable. They felt like real people. And of course the score by Harry Manfredini, which we later continue to give us great scores, really makes the movie unsettling, unnerving, and creepy at times. As far as negatives, like I said, I was not the biggest fan. Like, they could have handled the murder mystery thing a little bit better. Oh, and another positive, the gore. Like the gore. Like it still holds up this very day. It still holds up. Like, still looks good.
Yep.
Yeah, the negatives. Like there were too many moments in the movie when they were just killing time. Like the scene with Alice playing the guitar and making coffee and all that stuff.
Or her trying to barricade the door.
Her trying to barricade the door only to just we see her barricade the door, but then we see her just dismantle the barricade and go back outside to meet Mrs. Voorhees. Like, so what was the point of that?
Yeah.
Like, there could have been better ways to fill time. Maybe a little bit more. Like, the only development we kind of got was Marcy when she told about the dream that she had.
Yeah. I think that was the only interesting thing that one of those characters had.
Yeah, that's really it. That she has creepy ass dreams, which, if I'm Kevin Bacon, it's a little bit of a red flag. But the titties, though. But yeah, they could have done a better job at developing, but it didn't kill the film for me. No. I liked Crazy Ralph, even though I knew Crazy Ralph was not the killer because that would have been too obvious.
Yeah, that would have been like instant giveaway.
Yeah. And favorite kill? I think I'm right there. And shout out to Rocky, who says that we can't forget about Annie's death scene. This is true, but I think I may have to go. I may have to give the edge to Kevin Bacon with the arrow through the throat or through the chest. Just how it was built up was really good. You know, because like I said, I cannot imagine how scary that would be. You know, where you're lying in bed and you feel this blood, and right when you realize like what the fuck, this person is under the bed just grabbing you and putting oh god, that'd be fucking I can't imagine how scary that would be.
It's not a pleasant way to go either, because you're not going to die quickly on that either.
Oh no, no.
Whereas an axe to the face is like you're done. That's it, dead. With that, you're gonna be bleeding out pretty bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. But just the shot of her getting the axe, of like the shot here is just fuck. It was filmed in 1979. It still looks fairly realistic.
Yeah. And yes, Rocky, they did kill a guy's actual pet snake, man. If that was my pet snake, I'd be like, you just killed my snake, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think there's more things to worry about than an actual snake being killed. But like, I'm just one of the people that people crap me about that. Like, oh, that's fucked. They killed a real snake. I'm like, who cares? Like, but
we've seen worse.
Yeah, we've seen a lot worse. Like, oh, don't get me started. But yeah, overall, though, I mean, granted, it's not my favorite Friday the 13th film. My favorite is Part 4.
I can tell you right now, one of the reasons I like Part 4, it's definitely one of the more violent ones.
One of the more violent ones, and in my opinion, the scariest Jason.
Yeah, I think we need
shout out to Ted White, who I think is still alive.
Let me just check on that. Hold on, I'll find out for you.
But yeah, why you look?
I think we need to watch Part 4 at some point. We got to get around to that one.
Oh, we definitely will. We definitely will, for sure.
All right, Ted White, where are you at? I'm just on the Wikipedia page right now. Ted White as Jason. Yeah, he's still around. He's 96.
Tough bastard.
But
yeah, Ted. People give Kane Hodder the nod, which I understand. Kane Hodder is revered, but I always said, to me, the best Jason was Ted White.
Oh yeah, Ted White was just, man, he was fucking.
He was scary as hell. He was scary as Jason. He was scary as hell as Jason.
He was a pissed off Jason, because let's face it, you'd be pissed off too if you had a bloody axe put for your face.
Anybody would be pissed off, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, Part 4 is my favorite. This is definitely I got to think about my ranking. It's definitely more in the middle of the road for me, but I do appreciate what this movie has done. I do appreciate what this movie has done for the slasher genre, and yeah, this movie is a classic. It absolutely is a classic. This movie, I would say a solid 7. Solid 7. Rocky says Part 5 is climbing up the ranks from so sleazy, entertaining, right, hilarious. Yeah. Well,
hold on, dude. Microphone's being a dick again. Microphone's being a dick. But hang on, I'll just read some of the comments as well while you fix it.
How about now?
Here, I can hear you now. Rocky just added saying that Tarantino said that Part 5 was his favorite. Yeah, fair point.
Of course, I bet it is. I bet feet shots.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, my favorite, and the reason this one's my favorite is because it was the one I was introduced to for the very first time. It's Part 6.
Well, that's everybody's favorite, though.
That was the first one I ever saw as a kid. That was my introduction.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. But can you still hear me, Paul?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. But I definitely, this movie is done. It's a 7 out of 10, and yeah, it's a good solid slasher film that a lot of film, hell, even to this even Halloween, because John Carpenter said that the reason why, because I don't know if you heard the story, Paul, but John Carpenter and Rick Rosenthal, who wanted Halloween to be more like how the 78 Halloween was, suspenseful, bloody whatsoever. But John Carpenter saw what Friday the 13th did, and he's like, no, we need to add more gore. So Friday the 13th Friday the 13th put some pressure on Halloween.
Yeah, it did. And that's why when Part 2 of Halloween showed up, they upped the ante on the gore.
They did updating on the gore. They did.
Yeah, they had to answer with that.
Last question. Is Jason Goes to Hell underrated or one of the worst movies ever? Me personally, I have fun with Jason Goes to Hell. I have fun with it.
I don't consider it the worst. I consider it it's different because of what they did. But I consider it underrated because I know a lot of people kind of shit on it because you don't see Jason a lot in the film. But I don't know why, but I kind of dig the whole possession thing.
I did too. I for some reason I liked it. I liked it.
The worst one, I think, for a lot of people is probably going to say Jason Takes a Back Street in Canada or Jason Takes Manhattan, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, Jason Takes Vancouver.
Yeah, that one. You only saw New York once, Times Square, and that was about it.
Yeah, 15 minutes left in the fucking man. If I saw that in the movie theater, I would have walked the fuck out. Like, bro. Yeah, Jason's in New York. Jason Takes Manhattan. Barely.
Yeah, if that was me, I'd probably be like, yo, this ain't New York. What the fuck's going on here, guys?
He's on a fucking cruise ship.
Yeah, like, we're on a fucking cruise ship, which, first of all, how the fuck is a damn cruise ship on a lake? I thought we were in a crystal lake. Like, what's going on here?
Thank you. It's an ocean now? Okay.
Yeah, like how the fuck that happened?
Oh, shit.
There were some dookie dog shit bullshit moments, man. You know.
He says the Halloween sequel seemed to copy the Friday the 13th films more than the original Halloween. Oh, you could definitely tell that they were going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, they were obviously doing that.
Yeah,
Jason
when
may have the best special effect. Well, KMB did do the gore effects for Jason Goes to Hell. That's why.
Where I think.
Go on.
Here's the thing. I've always said this about Halloween 13. Halloween is more like a Friday 13th is like McDonald's.
Yeah, that's about right.
Like you know what you're gonna get. Like you don't need to think about it. You just know what you're gonna get. Halloween, you have to more sophisticated. It's more fancy.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what they were going for on that stuff.
But oh shit! Well, I gotta get out of here because the Bulls are about to play. Yeah, let's go.
Well,
go ahead. Go ahead and put your announcement. Yeah.
All right. Here's the deal, guys. Next week we're gonna be. I got a movie in mind for the summer break. We are going to be checking out the 2010 remake of Piranha 3D. James, what have you got? And I'll reveal what I got after you.
Well, after Piranha 3D, we are going to watch the 2014 supernatural horror film It Follows.
Oh shit! I need to grab that one. Okay. Well, for me then, after this one, this is going to be an interesting one, but I'm in the mood for a zombie film after that one. And I had a couple of ideas what to go for. So I figured, you know what? I'm gonna list some options. Let's see what you think of this. Option A, 2004 remake of Dawn of the Dead. Option B, Train to Busan. Option C, Return of the Living Dead. Or do you want to pick a random for option 4? Hey, what was that?
Oh, I thought you said Night of the Dead. I was about to ask which
Dawn of the Return of the Living Dead. Return of the Living Dead is that 1984 horror comedy, and the Dawn of the Dead I was thinking of was the 2004 remake.
Okay. Oh, okay. You know what? You know what? Let's go with. Is Night of the Living Dead the one with that one chick? She's always in the Night of the Living Dead posters. I could be thinking something complete. No, that's the one.
Oh.
Okay.
I was thinking of Dawn of the Dead, but Night of the Living Dead. There's which one is that then? Do you want to go with the '68 original or the 1990 remake? If you're gonna go with that one.
Actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go with Dawn of the Dead 2004.
Dawn of the Dead 2004. All right, guys, there you go. This is what we're gonna do. It's going to be the 2010 remake of Piranha. Then it's going to be It Follows. I'm going to have to try and find that one. And then we're going to go with the unrated version of 2004 Dawn of the Dead, because that's the one that's got like 10 minutes more. Trust me, guys, if you haven't seen that version, you really should. And we'll have more announcements later on.
For sure. All right. So thank you all for hanging out with us for watching Friday the 13th, 1980. And, I'm just going to go ahead and read a couple things here. After Piranha 3D is James Cameron's masterpiece, Piranha 2, of course. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That was his first movie.
Part 7 is the best looking Jason.
I'm not going to argue that.
That's popular opinion. They're coming to get you. Well, every time I hear they're coming to get you, Barbara, I immediately think of Halloween. I more associate Halloween with that line than Night of the Living Dead. But I think Part 7 is underrated, T85 says. I agree.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, Jason versus Carrie.
And they butchered the shit out of it with the censors.
Oh, yeah, fucking MPAA, they did. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with us for another episode of PrimeTime Gorehounds. Everyone have a great weekend. Hit that like and subscribe button. Also share this video. And don't forget to check out the other episodes of PrimeTime Gorehounds, where last week we did Demons and Demons 2, which, by the way, Paul, I was so fucking bored at work the other night, I actually rewatched the first Demons. And I watched Demons 2. Now, granted...
Hey, good for you, man. Good for you. That's cool, man.
Yes. Because I had a complete blast watching. Now, granted, Demons is still a better movie, but I enjoyed Demons 2 a little bit more than I did last week.
Oh, they were fun, dude. Those are fun movies,
But we also did all the Scream movies. We did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh, yeah. We do got to do Scream 5. But yeah, we did Halloween 4.
Yeah.
We did Intruder.
God, that was fun. Night Comes for Us.
Yeah. Night Comes for Us.
And I will say this as well, guys. I have a little bit of a spoiler alert here, folks. You might want to keep an eye on our calendars around May 12th, because there's one movie. James knows what one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I got something planned for you folks on that one.
And
it's called The Sadness.
The Sadness, yes.
I'm going to call it Crossed the Movie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up the comics.
I just want to say I love the operator. That's my wife.
I'm going to have to get you to watch some of the other films that she's in, like The Raid 2 and Headshot, but we will get to those in due time. I'm
more than likely just going to watch her scenes, bro.
Oh, you could do that as well then.
yeah. Like I'm in love with that woman, but we also did that. We did The Prowler. We did the first Halloween.
Yep. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street. What was the first one we did?
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas. You're right. Yes, Black Christmas for sure.
Yep. The Texas Chainsaw Double Bill, original and new.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so if you enjoyed this show, check out those other ones as well, and of course the Primetime podcast as well. I'm uploading clips of this past weekend. Rump Shaker, MG talk about Kendrick Seaman, a lot of funny things. But yeah, so we'll see y'all next week for the Primetime podcast, and we'll see y'all next week for the Primetime Gorehounds. Help everyone have a great weekend. And if you are camping, just be careful to not have an axe in the face or get arrows shot at you, all the other stuff. And if you see an elderly, old, caring white woman, run. But
and if you see a dude in the hockey mask, just keep driving.
Oh yeah, just keep driving. Yeah. But yeah, we are out. Have a good night. Peace.
See yas.